Welcome to the Preeminence Daily Podcast. I'm your host, Matthew J. Peters, founder of Ascend. Be sure to grab your ultimate guide to preeminence at preeminence.tv. Today we're talking about better to fail at what you love. So tune in, listen up, and get ready to take a focused action on your mission, message, and presence and create accelerated results toward preeminence right now. Today I want to do something a little different. There was a great movie I just saw over the weekend, and it starred Jim Carrey. It's called Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond. It was on Netflix. I'm not sure if you can still get it on Netflix, but as you hear this, but I want to say that something really struck me strong in here, and I'd heard Jim Carrey use this phrase in a commencement speech for Maharishi University. I want to go to this clip right now and have you take a listen to it for yourself. It's about a minute long, and I'm going to come back after this and we will discuss it a little bit. Here we go.
My father was not only the funniest man in the room, but he was a fantastic saxophone player. And before I was born, he had an orchestra in Toronto. But, in order to be something special, you had to leave Canada and come down to the States and prove yourself in the States. He was a little bit afraid of that transition, and also he had a family to take care of, so he became an accountant. And as time wore on, it wore him down, it wore him down, and he got a little bit bitter, especially when he lost his job when he was 51. That really broke him. Not only was he compromising to raise a family, but when you compromise and you fail, it really hurts. It hurts even more than failing at what you love. I learned that you can fail at what you don't love, so you might as well do what you love. There's really no choice to be made.
Hearing Jim Carrey speak from this place after having made millions and millions and millions of dollars, being at the top of Hollywood for over a decade. You think he's made it. He's gone to the top. And as he speaks, he's speaking from wisdom and experience. And it isn't about the money. So as we're looking at this, it doesn't matter if you're 21, 23 years old, you're just getting out of school, or you skip school and you're creating a life as an entrepreneur, or you're in your 40s like I am, or in your 50s, and you're compromising. You're saying, you know what? It's safer for me to work at the bank. You know what? It's safer for me to be a real estate agent. I want to go into creating movies. I want to be a musician. I want to be a dancer. But you know what? That's not realistic. You know what? You have the opportunity to fail at either one. You can fail at the thing that you love to do, that you draw energy from, that you're so passionate about. Or you can fail from that thing that you don't love, that you may actually hate. It drains your energy. You feel frustrated every day you go into work and you sit in that cubicle, but you know what? It's safe. And playing it safe has a huge cost. There's a huge expense to your happiness, to your family, to the examples you're giving to your kids and to your spouse and to the people around you. You can be that inspiration in other people's lives, saying, wow, you went for it. You know what? You failed there, but you kept going, and look at you now. Or you can be that guy that's just like everybody else. You could be just like that woman who's just like everybody else, and you're just playing it safe. You got to get a safe, secure job. Those don't exist anymore. You can be fired from that safe, secure job just as you can fail at that business opportunity that you put all this time and all this money into. I've had opportunities that I've invested $25,000 in and got blue sky. I literally got nothing, but I tried. I went out there and I did it. There's other opportunities I put very little in, money-wise, and I put a lot of sweat equity in, and it really paid off. I don't want you to do something you don't enjoy doing. I have opportunities put in front of me all the time of projects I can invest my time and my money into now for the payoff sometime in the future. And as an entrepreneur, you may have those kind of opportunities. And when you're starting out or when you're desperate, sometimes you say, man, I got to just grab this because this thing's right here, right in front of me. A bird in the hand. Right now, I've got it. I can go with this and maybe it'll turn into something. Even those, I want you to think about this. Is that something you get excited about? Is that part of your life path? Is this part of your life's work? If you love being in real estate, that's awesome. Do that. I'm just saying don't compromise. If you have a family, or if you're wanting to have a family and you're thinking, you know what, if I am a musician playing at clubs, I can't have a family. Is that true? Can you find one example or two or three or 5 or 10 examples of people who are in your position and they made it work? Find out how they made it work and do it. I didn't compromise being a musician. One of the things I did was when I created a music album, it was called Far From Hagersville. You can look it up, Far From Hagersville by Peter Matthews. I actually had a stage name, Peter Matthews. And what I did was I sold some real estate. And when I sold that real estate, my commission was, it ended up being like $20-some thousand. And I just scrimped on that and I put everything I possibly could. For over 10 months, I worked on this album and a short film and I just hustled. I figured out every possible way to do it. And you know what? I learned so much. I met so many awesome people putting this project together. And when I put that project out there, it was like, ta-da, put it out there, and no one got it. No one cared. It was before the big pop of social media. I didn't know what I was doing in marketing. I thought, if you have this great idea and you just put it out there, people will pick it up, they'll share it. That wasn't the reality. So as you move forward, I want you to think about this. Those things that you have in your heart, they are put there for a reason. And when you go against that and you compromise your dreams and you don't put dates on them, they don't ever become a goal, a part of you is going to die. There's a part that this world needs that you came here to fulfill, and you're not living it, you're not doing it, and so the world misses out. That opportunity is still there, and if you don't take it, someone else is going to do it. I've seen it, and you've seen it so many times. You have some great idea, and you find somebody else is doing it because you waited, you paused, you had that moment of inspiration, and then you thought, who am I to do that? How am I ever going to be making it as a musician? Or how am I ever going to make it as a sculptor or some type of arts or a painter or a poet? How am I ever going to do it? Go out and find 5 people, 10 people, 20 people who are in your specific position. You know, they're a single mother and a painter, or they're a single mother and a writer. All right. Think about the $1 billion series and the movies and everything for Harry Potter. How is she supposed to do that? That's impossible, right? How many people do you know that have done the impossible because they had the dream and they just started working at it? And when everybody else was sleeping or going out and playing, or the kids were playing video games, there's other kids that were making products. They were making videos. They're building out their YouTube channel. And guess what? Those 12-year-old, 14-year-old, 16-year-olds are doing far better financially, and they have a better platform than you, the quote-unquote expert, in your 30s, 40s, and 50s. They've surpassed you in income. They've surpassed you in influence because they had the idea, they set goals, and they just worked hard toward it. I want you to understand that you can accomplish anything. This isn't just me just saying this out there to inspire you. I want you to picture in your mind you doing what you're doing right now 20 years from now. Are you still happy? If you're not happy doing it now and you're not doing something you love, your action step on your path, your specific path towards preeminence is be preeminent in something you actually care about. Be preeminent in something you actually love. If you don't love it, find something you can love about it or quit. It's okay to quit. My grandfather said Peters aren't quitters, but you know what? It's good to quit some things that just aren't working. It's good to quit some things that just are bad, like smoking or being an alcoholic or any other thing that you find is negative. Doing something you don't enjoy is just as damaging to your psyche as smoking and overconsumption of alcohol is to your body. Don't ruin your life by doing the wrong thing. In your action step, ask yourself the question, is what I'm doing right now a compromise because I think it's safe, because I think if I keep doing this, then someday I'll have enough money, or I'll have enough clout, or I'll have enough connection to do the thing that I actually love. We can all get stuck there if we are afraid. But as Jim Carrey said, there really is no choice. Do the thing you love. You're going to struggle either now in that making yourself and doing that thing that you love, or you're going to struggle at the end when you realize you wasted years and decades of your life and the opportunities and the happiness and the positive effect you would have on so many people and the inspiration because you actually went out there and you have the story from rags to riches, from not knowing what you're doing to being powerful and preeminent in that marketplace, in that space. This is you. It has your name on it. You can do this if you choose. Make the choice. Maybe sometimes that means putting in your 2 weeks tomorrow. Maybe that means shifting a little bit. But I want you to think about this. This is one of the most serious conversations you can ever have in your life. I look forward to talking more about these types of things with you in upcoming episodes. If you want to ask a question, if you want to have a comment on this, please do. I love to hear your feedback on this. And if you love this episode, share it. Make sure you subscribe and get the word out. I want more people to be doing what they love and being preeminent in their marketplace at it. This daily podcast is all about you becoming the preeminent voice in your marketplace. So take the consistent and necessary action each and every day on what you've learned over the last few minutes. When, not if, when you're ready to take your business, your organization, your name, your brand, and your commitment to the level of preeminence, head on over to preeminence.tv where you can download your own copy of the Ultimate Guide to Preeminence. Enroll in the Elevation program and join us on one of our next live events. If you're not subscribed, simply visit iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play right now and click subscribe. Until tomorrow, make today and each and every day count towards creating preeminence in your space and a legacy that matters.